Hello, my name is Carol Costin, and I'm a career advisor in the UIC Career Services office. And today I will be presenting tips on identifying and avoiding job scams. Due to the COVID-19 crisis, many students have lost their jobs and are looking for new opportunities to earn money. Scammers target students who are looking for work because they know they are vulnerable and possibly naive to scams. Our office has seen a rise in the number of scams being reported by students. Be wary of any unsolicited job offers, even those coming from a UIC address, because scammers can easily create fake or hack into email addresses. Job notices sent by uiccareers.com will come from csp@simplicity.com. If you are not sure whether an email you received is a scam or you have been a victim to fraud, call 312-996-2300 or email careerservices@uic.edu. Here are some common job scams. Job offers are from strangers. If someone offers you a job without getting an application from you first, or talking to you in person, or before doing an interview, it's probably a scam. Watch out for high pay for simple work. Be wary to ads, emails, or callers who promise to pay a lot of money for jobs that don't seem to require much effort, skill, or experience. For example, $35 an hour for a personal assistant position. Also be careful of high pressure. Reject anyone who pushes you hard to accept an unsolicited offer of work or who pressures you to take other actions that seem unusual or suspicious. And forget any getting-rich-quick schemes. Avoid listings that guarantee you wealth, financial success, or any offers that sound too good to be true. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Also stay clear of listings that offer you high income for part-time jobs. Another common scam involves requests for money or purchases. If someone asks you to pay a fee or buy something in order to get work, it's a scam. Once you've paid, the scammer disappears and so does your money. In addition to money, scammers may request other forms of payment that are quick and hard to recover, such as payment apps like PayPal. You may be asked for application or enrollment fees, employment screening fees, materials or office supply costs, shipping costs, training fees, etc. Please note that legitimate staffing and temporary firms will not charge you for their services. Scammers may also ask you to purchase gift cards and provide the card's code numbers. That's also a scam. Another common scam involves identity theft. So this includes requests for personal identity and financial information. So be very suspicious if you're asked for your social security number, birth date, bank account number, or other private information that could be used to steal your identity. Research and ask for verification before providing any sensitive information. It is highly unusual for an employer to request your social security number prior to your interview. So be wary of that. Also be very careful if asked to consent to a criminal background check. Make sure you know the person and the company making the request is legitimate. Another scam involves fake checks and overpayments. Some scammers send checks to cover the supposed cost of doing a job, with a portion to be used as payment to the worker. This is a technique often called an overpayment scam. The fake check may look real and it appears to clear the bank at first, but later it bounces, typically after you've already spent a lot of money that benefits the scammer. This is money you will never be able to recover. Even cashier's checks and money orders can be faked by scammers, so be aware of any checks that you are sent by strangers. Think of it this way: what legitimate employer would pay you before you've performed any work? Also be aware of money laundering and other illegal activities. Some scammers ask to use your personal bank account to transfer money from one account to another account. It's called money laundering, and it's against the law. Another scam asks you to receive and forward packages from your home, or to repack boxes that are sent to you. These packages may contain stolen goods or illegal substances, so be very careful. Another common scam involves long-distance employers. Many job scams involve opportunities that seem to come from an employer located in another country or a distant state. Sometimes the messages are poorly written with lots of mistakes. That's usually a tip-off. Scammers use this as an excuse to hide their identities. If the employer lists only a P.O. box and does not provide a local street address, be wary. Also be aware that bold scammers have been known to open temporary offices and conduct in-person interviews. After the interviews are completed, they disappear with your personal information or money. Beware of suspicious emails. All unsolicited emails bearing job offers should be viewed with suspicion. If you receive a job offer in an email that comes from a free email service such as Gmail, Hotmail, or Yahoo, it is very likely a scam. Most employers will use a business email address related to their company's website address or domain, but scammers can imitate those as well. So watch out. And also be careful of email addresses that do not match the company domain or contain small discrepancies meant to trick you into thinking the email is legitimate, such as adding an extra letter, in this example, an extra E at the end of Google. Another scam involves fake websites. If the company making the job offer has a website, check to see when the website was established. You can do this by entering the website address in a Whois lookup site, such as whois.net. If the website was established only recently, contains many language errors, or doesn't work properly, it could be a scam. If contact information for a physical street address for the business is missing, or it doesn't make sense, be cautious. A cell phone number and an email address are not sufficient to verify an employer. And don't click on any links that someone sends you to verify a company's identity. Instead, search the web on your own to find the company name, then check the addresses and call any phone numbers to verify. Some job titles are used more readily by scammers. Common job types used by scammers include caregiving, babysitting, virtual administrative assistant, personal assistant, customer service representative, driver of an advertising wrapped car, security guard, medical billing, processing rebates, envelope stuffing, repacking and reshipping merchandise, posting reviews online or conducting online searches, secret or mystery shopping, forwarding or transferring payments, or other types of work-at-home employment. Some scam job offers may appear on websites that specialize in professions such as caregiving. For example, care.com. You must be really careful when you use those types of websites. Another one might be Craigslist. I'd be really careful when you look for jobs on Craigslist. Be careful of individuals offering any personal service jobs. There are also personal safety considerations to keep in mind. In such cases, always ask for references first. And then if you agree to meet with a person, maybe for an interview, make sure it's a public place. Some glamorous sounding jobs may be high scam as well, such as modeling, acting, movie or TV related jobs, sports and entertainment marketing. Such scam jobs typically target people with no prior experience, and that in and of itself is a red flag. You may have also heard about phishing scams or schemes. These are attempts by scammers to get your personal information. You get an email saying a company has clients with positions you could be qualified for. They might send you a description that could be a legitimate job opening. An example of an email you might receive would be something like this. Your online resume has recently come to my attention. I am impressed with your qualifications. A client of mine needs to fill an opening, and because of your previous experience in the tech industry, I believe you might be a solid match. In order to see the full job description, just click on the link below or paste it into your browser's address bar. Why is this a scam? Because you can't directly apply for the job. Instead, you are directed to a link on a website where you fill out a form with your contact information and other personal information. This is an attempt to collect your personal information, either to sell you services or sell it to a third party. Never click on links if you're not sure who the sender is or it otherwise seems suspicious. A red flag that will tip you off to a scam will be unprofessional, poorly written emails. This would be an example. The human resources have just reviewed your resume due to the one you posted on Indeed.com. You are now scheduled for an interview with the hiring manager of the company. Her name is Mrs. Ann Jernigan. In this example, there are lots of mistakes. There are capitalization errors, human resources. The R in resources should be capitalized. There are punctuation errors. There should be a period after Indeed.com and a period after company. There are lots of grammatical errors. And also a legitimate company would not schedule you for an interview without your approval. So now we've looked at some common scams. How can you avoid getting scammed? The answer to this question is to do your research. So before responding to any suspicious email or offer, make sure and research. If no company name is provided in the email, don't even bother to respond or apply. But if a company is named, search online to see if such a company exists. Although finding information does not guarantee that the company is legitimate, if you find nothing about the company, then it's probably a scam. Go ahead and Google the company, see what information you can find. Look at the reviews that have been given about the company or any other information. Search for the company and the recruiter's name on LinkedIn. Find the company website, locate the phone number, and call the company. Does the recruiter and the job opportunity exist? You can also search domain addresses. Sophisticated scammers sometimes set up nice-looking websites, but looks can be deceiving. So search domain white pages or domain lookup pages. Type in the company's web address in the domain or IP address box, and then check the name of the company and date created. Here are some other ideas of research you can do to avoid getting scammed. Research the job title. Visit the company's official website. Are jobs and career information posted on the site? Is the job description you've been offered listed at the website? You can also research job salaries for job titles. Use websites such as Glassdoor, Payscale.com, Salary.com, so you know expected salary ranges of typical job titles. Determine if a salary is reasonable for the type of job you've been offered. If it's too high, it's probably a scam. Ask to check company references. Ask for references if you're not sure if the company is legitimate. Request a list of other employees or contractors that the employer says they've worked for. Then contact the references and ask how the job worked out. If the company isn't willing to provide references, then don't consider the opportunity. You can also check for scams on the Better Business Bureau website and the Federal Trade Commission website. And if you are a victim of a scam, you can report those to the Better Business Bureau, the Federal Trade Commission, and the Illinois Attorney General's office. Here are some quick tips regarding identifying fake emails. If the email doesn't include the company's address and phone, it's a good bet it's a scam. Email is from a personal email address rather than the business email. Emails look like they come from real companies, but the email is slightly different from the company email. Perhaps it comes from google.net rather than the actual email, which is google.com. Look at the email address carefully, then cut and paste the email or company name into the search bar. See if someone else has reported the scam. Check to make sure the website domain address is secure by looking at the web address bar. The address should be HTTPS, not HTTP, which is not secure. Let's take a short quiz to test your knowledge. Scam number 1. You receive an email recruiting you for a job at Google. The URL printed in the message is http://www.google.com/jobs. However, when you click on the link, the URL in the address bar of the web browser is something totally different. The page you see displays the Google logo and links to other parts of the Google website. Are you really viewing a page on Google's website? Probably not. It is relatively unusual to see an IP address rather than a domain name, in this case, Google. Contact Google and ask about the recruiter, the job, and the URL. If you think that you may have clicked on a bad link that contains a virus, consider running a virus scan on your computer. Scam number 2. At your favorite job site, you submit your resume for a job with Google because it looked like a good fit for you. Soon you receive an email from a recruiter representing Google. He says that the company is very interested in you, but as part of their pre-screening process, he needs to do a reference check and a credit screening before an interview is scheduled. So he wants you to send him an email with your social security number and the address of your last residence. His email address is googlejobs@yahoo.com. Is this a legitimate request? Probably not. First, somebody working at Google would have an email address associated with the Google domain name, not a yahoo.com email address, which is easy for anyone to get and difficult to trace. Some employers, particularly in the banking and federal government industry, may request personal information before an interview, but this is usually not the case. If this happens to you, call the employer. Search for the company name and phone number online or at LinkedIn or at the company website. Ask to speak to Human Resources to confirm if that recruiter works there and whether the position is legitimate. Scam number 3. Out of the blue, you receive an email with employment@google.com as the from address, claiming to have found your resume on a major job board. Can you trust that the message from Google was actually sent by someone from Google? Probably not. With many email software packages, it is very easy to change the from address to anything, even to whitehouse.gov. There is no validation or authentication that the sender is who they say they are, so don't assume that the domain name used is always the domain name of the originator. Be suspicious of a do not reply at google.com as the from address, particularly when you're directed to reply to a different email. For example, jsmith@yahoo.com or jsmith@gmail.com. A do not reply at address is not always a scam, but it should send up red flags when associated with a direction to use an email address which is not part of the employer's domain name for your response. If your gut tells you it's a scam, it probably is. Researching the company is your best defense, but some scammers are very clever. If you start to feel that things aren't right, trust your intuition. Ask questions and pay close attention to the answers. Slow the process down and don't be pressured into making a commitment or giving out personal information. Do more research. If it turns out to be a scam, report it to the authorities. Or, if you have been a victim of a crime, contact the UIC police. Still not sure if it's a scam? Go ahead and contact us at 312-996-2300 or email us at careerservices@uic.edu. Do you have additional questions or need further assistance? Career Services is here to help. Call or email us with questions or to set up one-on-one virtual advising sessions to discuss resumes, cover letters, mock interviews, job search strategies, graduate school personal statements, and anything else related to careers and graduate school. Thanks for listening to our presentation. Bye now.